This kind of came out of nowhere. How long have you known about it?
Well, Carl, this is something we've actually been working on for a while. The first large growth of Apple into the Austin community was about a half a decade ago, and then there were plans to increase it. And so this is something that Texas, as well as the local community, have been working on with Apple. But listen, this is just the latest iteration of these tech companies coming to Texas and expanding in a very large way. Look at the size of this. You mentioned the billion-dollar investment, but it could add up to 15,000 employees. Is going to occupy 133 acres of land fairly close in the Austin area. It's what we call a Texas-size investment.
Governor, you just mentioned tech companies, plural. It's been a very sort of stark contrast between the search for a campus between Apple and Amazon, one being much more discreet, Apple, one being much more public, and I guess sort of what some have called a beauty contest with Amazon. How would you compare your talks with both of those companies?
Well, listen, the talks and relationship with both Amazon and Apple have been very productive. Texas has been dealing with Amazon for a long time also, as it has expanded its footprint here in Texas. As well as you probably know, Amazon acquired Whole Foods, and the headquarters for Whole Foods is right here in Austin, Texas. So we have a great working relationship with both. But what we're seeing, and from the broader perspective, look at what happened just this year in addition to Apple, and that is Oracle announced a massive 27-acre campus, and after they did that, they announced they were going to double the size of it. PIMCO announced that it was opening up a facility here that has this artificial intelligence as well as other aspects like that for PIMCO. And those are just two of dozens of examples of what's happened in Austin, Texas just this year.
Governor, we were in Austin not too long ago, and all my friends are seeing houses sell for above ask. Obviously, we know what's happened to growth in the town. How do you handle the demand for workers for this new campus, and what do you think it does to housing values?
Well, for workers, one thing that we pride ourselves in is all of the top-tier universities that we have in Texas, including the University of Texas at Austin right here, which is one of the top-level universities in the entire world. Nearby is Texas A&M, which is cranking out a bunch of R&D and engineers and the type of workforce that companies like this are looking for. And then we have Rice and other Tier 1 universities in Texas. And so because of our sheer size and because of the size of our universities, we're able to provide the workforce that these companies are looking for. Actually, Carl, when I talk to Amazon, when I talk to Apple, when I ask them, why do you keep coming to Texas? The first thing they say is not because you have lower taxes and lower regulations. The first thing they tell me is because of the top quality workforce that Texas provides them.
Governor, I have to get your thoughts. You're on CNBC a couple weeks ago talking about a big LNG investment export project down on the coast. There's a lot of that going on in Texas right now. When President Trump comes out and basically lobbies for lower oil prices, what do you think?
Well, he lobbies for both, it seems. One is lower oil prices, but second is he lobbies for greater purchases of LNG by countries like China and elsewhere. And so it's going both ways. But listen, you know as well as I do, with regard to the prices of oil, they're not going to be hinged to what any one person, even the president says. The forces of the market writ large will govern the prices of oil. We know in the long run, the price of oil is going to go up. We know in the short run, they're going to go up and down. But more importantly, Morgan, is because of what Texas is doing with regard to these new LNG facilities, and what you saw last week on CNBC was just the first iteration of Texas being able to ship LNG. We will be adding more facilities here in the coming years. So Texas will be maybe the global leader in the exportation of LNG. That will be a boon to the Texas economy as well as a boon to the United States economy.
And as far as Apple goes, does this take some of the sting out of not getting Amazon HQ too?
Carl, I got to tell you, ever since Amazon made that decision, it's opened up a floodgates of companies relocating to Texas. The week after Amazon made that announcement, McKesson, which is a Fortune 6 company, meaning the sixth largest company in America, announced that it was moving its headquarters from San Francisco to Dallas, Texas. Since then, we've had the announcement of other corporations moving their headquarters to Texas, including this great announcement of Apple, which is not a headquarters move, but the size of it. In fact, get this, there was a story that came out today in Business Journal announcing that over the past year, 1,800 companies have left California, most of them coming in Texas. We have so many people coming here, so many companies coming here. We get to kind of pick and choose. If I could use a football analogy, Carl, Texas is the Alabama when it comes to recruiting in college football. We get to pick the 5-star recruit companies that are coming to the Lone Star State.